Hello.
I know. Suddenly I'm getting a double up here. Been enjoying the back of my bald head today?
Actually, it's pretty well dark.
That's
dark.
That's right. I know.
Yeah, you know what? That is true.
Applebox
Applebox Network.
Yeah.
Just wear a wig, Tony.
All right, 3 minutes, guys. Stand by.
Okay. Have you shared the show, Gary?
You never asked me to share the show.
show.
Finally, he asked me. He
Every-
always asks you guys.
Every week I say that.
I bet you never asked me personally.
Oh, Gary.
I only have one friend, and that's you.
Hello, Gary.
It'd be booming around back to you.
Say, would you and Mr. and Mrs. Cleaver like to share the show?
I'd like to share the show. Here, I'll share it to him. That's Danielle's cat.
Oh, Dan, that's a big cat.
He's huge. All right, so all my friends are gonna rip me here.
Let him rip.
So this is what I do. Just share right
Hit
there.
share.
This is what you do for a living.
Yeah. So, and then to your news feed. Share now.
Oh, there's news feed right up there, right?
Yeah.
Share now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lily blocked you.
There's a pause in the music.
It resets.
Oh, it resets. Auto. There it is.
Leftovers. Holy crap.
I know, I can't. I'm really loving the chill. Relax, chill.
There's nothing better than relax and chill.
Adam.
That is funny.
That's
I
great.
have to say, that is funny.
It's Willie jumping out of the street.
Out of his street flooded street.
Flooded fleet. That is good. Meanwhile, in Big Bear.
Are you guys sharing the show?
Did you have to ask us?
Make sure, yeah. Yeah, just wanted to make sure.
How come all my friends have now have blocked me? My friends have all blocked me
Well,
because I
that's
shared your
because
show.
you're on my show. That's
Yeah,
why.
there's
They're
no
all
problem.
jealous, Gary. That's all. It's
All
just
jealous.
jealous. Pure jealousy.
I'm just trying to figure out.
So it rained 9 inches.
Really?
In Big Bear, 9 inches.
Rained or snowed?
Rained yesterday.
Wow.
One day.
That hurts, doesn't it?
Well, this is the lake finally filling up.
There's Greg.
You giving you a thumbs up?
Yeah, I gotta see him. Hey, Greg.
Come on.
All right, 20 seconds, guys. Stand by. We're going to go to opening and then coming to your camera burn.
Okay, it's 2 o'clock. Yeah, I guess so. Wow. Snuck up on me.
All right.
Okay, that is awesome. Great. Yeah, let's do it.
What time?
Hey, welcome. Friday at 2 o'clock. Got to be Bernie's Applebox. Here we are with my homeboy, Gary
Yes.
Hyman.
Woohoo! In the house.
How you doing, brother?
You know,
Good seeing you.
I want to present you with this Academy
the
Award.
Yellow Tip Award.
Oh, wait a second. Got to go to a commercial. Sorry.
Oh, darn it. Wait till the commercial. I'll get it then.
Yeah, good.
So we might give you a little hint about what we're talking about today. If you haven't seen my obnoxious post all over every social media outlet that I have access to. It is boycott the Oscars. And why we're doing that, for anybody who does not know at this point, anybody in our industry, I think it's been a big deal. Probably the general public, I don't even know if that would make a dent, in what they're doing, and which is, I think, why they're doing it. They have decided to take the categories of cinematography, editing,
Makeup.
hair and makeup, and live action short. They have decided that they will not show those during the live broadcast as they present them, but they will present those awards during commercial breaks and then show the highlight or the part of the speech or the speech of the person who won. Now, this I found out on like Wednesday or something. I can't remember what day it was exactly, but I want to relay the experience of how I found out. So I always get up at 6 in the morning. That's when I do my emails. I do everything. I'm going over trying to prepare for the day and do all that and catch up on social media, catch up on the things that I can sit there and read without anybody calling me or texting or anything like that. So I come to this and it said 4 categories changed in the Academy Award, right? So I go down and I read that. And the paragraph, which was right at the top, it said cinematography, editing, hair and makeup, and live action shorts were being this process. They were being handed out during the commercials and then just a little respite. As God is my witness, I stopped reading right then, went back, clicked back, because I thought this has got to be The Onion.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, a movie awards, Motion Picture Academy. Now, I'm going to say it again. Motion Picture Academy has decided that cinematography and editing are not important enough to be given full recognition at the award ceremony. The only 2 art forms that are exclusive, if you will, to motion pictures are cinematography and motion picture editing.
And hair and makeup.
Well, hair and makeup, that could exist somewhere else, but I'm just saying the two things that are absolutely the art form that were developed in film now have been relegated to a point of just getting their award during the commercial on the side and then making the presentation. And Tony just told me this, I found out this, cinematography 93 or 91 years ago, whenever the Academy Awards were first given out, that is one of 3 original categories that is still named that and is with the Academy Awards. Wow. So of the 3 of it, and it's obvious why that's so important, because cinematography exists nowhere else except in cinema.
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
It's true.
So I was absolutely flabbergasted. I was absolutely blown away. And it brought back to me, too. It became a big deal to me. I can say that. It probably became a bigger deal because this actually, I watch the Academy Awards, but I'm like everybody else. They're mostly boring.
Sure.
And it's mostly a lot of stuff that you don't want to see. But what I want to see is who wins cinematography. Of course. I want to see whom they nominated for the editing, because I may not have seen all those movies. I want to see that little piece they put out there. I want to see something there. But but it also affected me like there's a constant denigration of the craftsman. Yes. And this is how I really feel. I feel what affected me mostly emotionally is I'm a craftsman.
Sure.
You're a craftsman.
Absolutely.
Most of the people that are working in movies and TV and media and communication are craftspeople.
Absolutely.
They're middle class people. They're people who start with a dream and a love, and they parlay it into a piece of art
Sure.
that, you know, millions of people for hundreds of years can enjoy.
Absolutely.
You know, and I feel like it's a larger part of our society that is saying, well, no, it's just about finance, it's
Sure.
just about business, it's about the people who really make that make things happen. You little people with your little crafts and stuff, you know, you go scurry about
Sure.
and do this, and when you're all done, we'll pay you a pittance
Yeah.
and we'll take it and make our millions.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Fair enough trade. But you know what? I don't want to get stepped on
Right.
in the process.
Sure.
And so I think that's what boiled my blood so hotly on that. So I decided to I said, well, I'm not watching the Oscars
Right.
for that. So,
Sure.
so and Guadalupe, my social media person, she came up with, hey, hashtag boycott Oscars.
Yeah.
So that's, I came up and I did that. And then I was so mad, I was actually on a shoot. And during my lunch break, I went out to the truck in front and I did a live piece. And luckily wasn't so mad. I made sense.
I think Spike Lee saw that and he
I hope
he
so.
climbed aboard.
I
the
hope so.
boycott.
Oh, there's a lot of people. We're
Oh,
going to talk about
yes.
that. You know, but I digress. Let me introduce the guys. The guys that actually make this show. Hey,
That's right.
and who forgets the little people?
Not
I
us.
forget.
not me.
Hey, everyone.
Hey everyone, what's up?
You know what?
Friends too, Sean.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. All right, we're going to give you awards during the commercial today. So,
Yes. Yeah.
But you know what? This is the thing that really annoys me and makes me crazy. Is I just feel like you know. And here is the deal. And I want to state the deal clearly of what they are going to do. They when during the broadcast, when they go to commercial, they will, and I don't know exactly the process, whether they will just announce the winner of cinematography, editing, hair and makeup, and live action short, and then hand the award out. It sounds like they're planning to have the person who won come up and give their speech during the commercial break. And when the commercial break is over, they come back not to that person, but they come back to the place in the show where they're taking off from.
Right.
Later on, and remember, this is my understanding
Right.
of what's going to happen. Later on, they will show that speech that the person made. And it did sound like in the stuff I've read and the stuff that we have going on here, is that would be an abbreviated part of the speech. So I don't think the full speech.
full speech.
But one thing I would like, to remember here is if you've ever watched behind the scenes or a live camera throughout the Academy Awards, do you know what happens in that hall when they go to commercial?
Oh,
There's stagehands running all over. There's changes. There's camera guys repoing. Everybody in the audience gets up and trades off and runs over to talk to
Sure.
somebody they're trying to promote or whatever. It's a huge. It's chaotic in there.
nobody's paying attention at that
No
point.
one is paying attention. No one is paying attention. I'll tell you what. Under those circumstances, if I won that, I would say I'm not picking that award up, and I'm
No.
not making a speech under that. So, so anyway, we come to today, and I hope. Let me just ask everybody out there, please. We want you to share this show, but we really want your feedback. We want your input here, and also the show is on the 24th of February.
Yes.
It's Sunday, not this Sunday, but the
Right.
Sunday after. And I am asking everybody at this point, don't just boycott the show. Tell everybody in your circle, in your network, that you're boycotting it and why.
Absolutely.
And I think the really the biggest unfair part of this is the Academy is saying that this is a rotating thing from here on out. And so that means that if you are rotated out this year, you are exempt from next year. But another 4 categories will be exempt. 4 to 6, they're saying. 4 to 6 categories will be given during commercial breaks next year. You know.
But do you think that actors and actresses and writers, do you think they'll ever make that
happen,
category?
Gary. It'll never happen. You will not rotate out Best Actor, Best Actress, Supporting Actor and Actress, Best Picture, Best Director, Picture of the Year.
Sure.
You will never rotate those out. Why? Because those support the studios that support the motion pictures. That is what it has become.
Absolutely.
Sell the movie, not celebrate the individuals who are making the motion picture. We have gotten so far away. It's such a commercial operation now. You're essentially willing to sacrifice their children to save it.
True.
You know what I mean? To save their money. You know?
And I think Tony brought up a point. When was this decision ever made, Tony?
Yeah.
You read something about that.
This decision was actually made by the board back in August of last year.
In August.
But it was never publicly announced until?
No, about what, 2 weeks ago?
I think a week, 2 weeks ago. I just saw it. I think this week myself.
Wow.
And
so they're basically covering it up. It's basically.
They didn't want to talk about it, did they?
Absolutely.
They didn't want to talk about it too soon because that wouldn't have gone over too well. I think about it as well as it's going today.
Sure.
So today, interestingly enough, and you'll relate to this, I called the Academy and wanted to talk to the press department because I wanted somebody to have on the phone on the show we could talk to about this and talk to them. So I called the number that I had, and she goes, Motion Picture Academy, and I go, yes. Could I wanted to speak to someone about the not giving out the awards for cinematography. My next line was during the show.
Right.
As soon as I said not handing out the word cinematography, we're not taking anything away. She's just went off on me. You know what I mean? And she goes, I'll give you to the publicity department. Bam! So, God bless her. I don't want anybody, I'm going to give the number out later on, for them. But I understand where this lady's at. Probably everybody and their brother in the world is calling her. And she's the first answer, right? So she's probably
the first
had it.
wall.
I get that. No problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I wonder this decision. Let me take a minute here. And we can go to it too, Tony. That's fine. This is just I just want to read. I want to read because this is the first time I've actually ever seen them all together here. Which awards they hand out. I'm really stammering today. I'm too upset. I'm too upset today.
It's okay.
I don't know. I don't think we have a graphic for this, do we, Tony?
Not this one.
Yeah. Okay. Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Outstanding Achievement in Popular Film. Now that's a new one.
That's a new one.
That's a new one. Okay, and apparently that's still going to be during the broadcast.
No, that one got killed.
Oh, that one got killed.
Bye-bye.
It did get killed.
Slice and dice.
Okay, that one got killed. Okay, Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay, which I have always had some okay, I don't ever remember a single winner.
Right.
But Best Adapted Screenplay, okay, Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. I think that's completely legitimate.
Sure.
Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film. Now that is one of the categories that is going to be handed out during the commercial break. Is that correct, Tony, or not?
No.
Are you sure?
It's not part of the 4.
It's best live action short.
Oh, I am sorry. Yeah. You're right. Right. Academy Award for Best Production Design. What's production design? Answer me that question, please.
Well, I think it's somebody building a set behind you. right? Production design.
Is it? Do you know what that is, Tony?
It's
Sean?
not green screen.
It's not green screen. You got that right.
Yeah, it's not green screen.
Best production design. Is
I kind of thought it
And,
was
and
background.
I'm probably going to get, blowback from this, but as I've always understood, production design is the people who come in and take care of the sets, decorate, design.
is it set decoration? Would that help what I would think set decoration
design
is?
the visuals,
Okay, fair enough.
which the actors inhabit.
Fair enough. Then that's totally. I mean,
Sure.
that's a movie.
Without
That's a
production
movie. I
design.
mean, that's you.
Yeah.
You want people to suspend belief,
Sure,
right?
sure.
So that's complete. Academy Award for Best Cinematography. Now this is one that has been
X'd out.
X'd out, or not X'd out, but put toward the commercials, which
Yeah.
to me it just says like, yeah,
Yeah.
here's your award.
Here's your award. Yeah.
Go drive away.
Yeah.
No
exactly.
parking.
Yeah, just drive
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
Drive through, get your
Drive
award,
through.
and keep
Yeah,
moving.
yeah, keep going. Keep going.
moving,
Would
yeah.
you like fries
Well,
with that?
yeah, no ketchup.
Yeah.
We're out of ketchup.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Right.
And Academy Award for Best Costume Design. Now here again, that's completely part of movie making. I mean,
Sure.
once again, you're taking people out of their reality and putting them somewhere else. I love it. Best Director. Well, yeah. You know what I mean? Best Director. There's a director there who lives with this project, and that's his
that's
creative
his-
force. And, I was talking to Wade Courts, today too, and he was saying that, it's funny, being a director, and there are some fantastic directors, but we've all worked with directors where we've seen the DP and the crew and whoever else is there, the production staff, that has helped the director, let me just say, finish the day.
That's right.
Okay, you know what I mean? We have seen that all
Yes.
ourselves on set, not just once, but many times.
Many times.
So I respect the director, but don't tell me that these other categories are not supporting him.
No.
That's okay. Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature. Once again, I think is completely legitimate.
Absolutely.
It's a documentary. It's not a narrative, but I got that. Academy for Best Documentary Short Subject. Okay, now first thing, let me say something here. This is not about, do that to that category, not this category.
Right.
I don't think that's fair to
No,
anybody. No. And this is also not about, by the way, if the actors just didn't give such long political speeches, then there'd be time for this.
Sure.
They won. They can say whatever they want to,
Right.
right? And if they're taking too long, you cut to a commercial.
That's right.
I'm good
Start
for that.
the music.
Whatever.
Start
you
the
know what I
music,
mean?
yeah.
But this is not to pit one. There is no one on this
No.
list who receives an Academy Award that is not deserving.
Deserving, that's what I was just gonna
Okay. I'm just talking about now. It's people's interest in categories.
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is it. And let me just say too, most of the people in the U.S. probably could care less who the director of photography was or care less who the editor was.
It's true.
However, they only make that assessment out of ignorance.
Yes.
Because if they did know the true artistic quality and presenting a movie and stuff like that, they would realize how important these categories.
Absolutely.
That
The value.
the value of those. The
that
value
they
of
bring
those.
to the set.
Yes. Okay, so we have those. Academy Award for Best Film Editing. Once again, this is something. Film editing. I'm going to say it again. Film editing.
Yes.
Okay, film editing. This is exclusive to movie making.
Yes.
There's no other place that gives out an award for film editing.
No.
There's no alternative.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so that both of these, that was so in my mind insensitive to focus on cinematography and editing, because those are the places where real people work.
Absolutely.
People that have developed a career, spent time and money on their career, mostly time,
Sure.
and have achieved something great to come up and do these pieces of artwork. That is just, to me, is just a
It's beyond belief.
It's such a
It's
slap. You
beyond
know,
belief.
Hollywood. This is how I describe Hollywood to people who are outside the business. The political structure of Hollywood is kiss up, slap down.
Yes.
That is the way things are done.
Yeah,
Okay? I believe the Academy is kissing up and slapping down. Now, that's how I see it. I've seen this scenario. I have been so many, actually, I haven't been in a lot of the kiss up situations. I've been in a whole bunch of slap down
that's right.
situations, though.
That is
you know,
true.
I've got a lot of experience in Hollywood
Oh,
with
yeah.
slap down.
Yeah,
So,
oh, yeah, the side of my face is a little bigger than the other guy.
yeah, whatever. I just pick a side. I don't
Pick
care.
a side.
It's- yeah.
Wow.
Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. Okay. Is there any possibility, if you did have to have a structure, of having something given during the commercial break, and your choices were, let's just say, cinematography or editing, and one of them, you know, or best foreign language film? I can assure you, if people don't know what cinematography is, they are not going to be in the best foreign language film. Come on,
no.
please,
Oh,
please,
goodness, no.
please.
Goodness.
And I think, you know, some of these categories, they are planning to go on this rotation plan that some of them should be, some of these things should be off the list. There should be none. Not for editing, not for hair and makeup, not for cinematography, and certainly not best actor, best actress, best picture. All that stuff should be sacrosanct. I don't know. Well, how do you say it, Gary? Tell me.
Oh,
thank
I'm
you.
not the English major.
Okay.
Go to Sean. with that.
Yeah, Sean on that.
Sean.
Sacrosanct. Sacrosanct, right, Sean?
What's the word?
Sacrosanct?
Can
It
you-
should be
Never
sacred,
pronounced the
sacred. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry, no.
Can you Google that
I'm
up?
smarter than
Sacrosanct.
sacrosanct.
Wow,
Thank you,
Tony,
Tony.
wow.
Thank you,
You
thank you,
paid
buddy.
attention
Thank
in
you,
school.
thank you.
Yeah.
But some of these should be sacrosanct.
Oh,
If I said it right, I don't say it right that time either.
that's
Okay.
an 8-letter word in
But-
Scrabble.
Just go with sacred.
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 These should be sacred. Yes.
I could say
Sacred.
that. Sacred.
Okay, let's see. And now, there's another thing, too, that I do not, you know, there's a couple of words here. One is the in memoriam segment, which I actually really enjoy in the
That's-
show. That is something I always see, and somebody has died that I didn't realize in there, and you see it. And one time, I applaud the Academy for this. When Sarah Jones died, she wasn't originally in.
Right.
They did bend to put her name in at the end, and I thought that was very well done. And I thought
Good
very,
taste.
very good. I was a little bothered by what it took to make that happen with the Academy,
Right.
because I think there is a constant overlooking of the Academy of people that are below the line. I think it stops at the studios. It seems to me it does. You know,
I agree.
they're not celebrating the people, and that's what really, really bothers me. You know, so, and then the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award, and that is usually given to an outstanding producer.
Okay.
Now, I'm assuming that's in the show this year as well.
Yes.
You know what I
That
mean?
hasn't been rotated yet.
So now that's something I think also, if you
Yeah.
want a category for the commercials, that may be
That
one.
may be the one. Yes.
Tony,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to just read the rest of these out, and let me go to a commercial right after that, will you? Thanks. Okay. Academy Award for Best, and here's the Academy Award for Best Live Action Short.
Yes,
that is
there-
no longer going to be shown during the live broadcast.
Sure.
Academy Award for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. And this one really surprises me. You know, makeup has been such a huge part of our industry, and it has spawned so much for makeup companies, and has done so much in really the whole economy of our industry that I'm really
Especially
shocked
on
by.
period. On period.
On period
film.
pieces,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you have to have it. You have to.
prosthetics, you know,
Yes.
all of that. That's huge. Okay, Academy Award for Best Original Song. Fair, no question. Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay. No problem. Academy Award for Best Original Song. I think I might have said song, but Best Original Score.
Score.
Which is the music, and then song, the
Song,
piece
the
that
actual
carries the
verbal.
actual. Of course, you know. Academy Award for Best Picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also a list of it says here, a list of Academy Award records. Now, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I have
I
no
don't
clue.
remember that, yeah. And then, of course, the Academy Award for the Best Sound Mixing, Academy Award for the Best Sound Editing, Academy Award for the Best Visual Effects, okay? And I think there's another one that just kind of is a thing about, you know, in this year's show about youngest and oldest Academy Award winners, probably just a little throwaway piece and stuff like that. But Tony, that's it. We're going to be back. We're going to be back with more, and we got some quotes from people, and we hope to get somebody on the phone here and chit chat. Maybe William Helmuth's going to come on with us.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So we'll be right back. Hi, I'm Bernie. I own Bernie's Grip and Lighting, San Diego Grip and Lighting, and Los Angeles Grip and Lighting. You know, we pride ourselves on not only renting you the best equipment, but also giving you the best crews. And one of our core values here at Bernie's Grip and Lighting is that we give you the highest production value in the world. And remember, people used to say national, local. No. We present world-class production value on every set. We also know budgets are very tight these days, and you've got 10 hours to get what you need in the can. We move ahead, we move fast, and we know what you need. When you rent from Bernie's Grip and Lighting, you have a partner on your production for that day that is making sure you are well taken care of. So anytime you're in Southern California, give us a call at 714-609-3545, and we'll take very good care of you. See you on set. And we're back.
Back.
I guess, Tony, do we have, is William with us on the phone?
William
I'm right here.
is with us. There he is. Look at that.
Let's see.
Hey.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. How are you doing, William?
Doing okay. Just
Here, William.
finished driving around and getting some office work done now.
Stand by. Stand by to stand by.
There you go. You should hear him now.
Give me that one again, would you, William?
Oh yeah, no, I'm doing good. Just finished driving around doing a bunch of pickups, and I'm doing some office work now.
Awesome,
Good.
awesome.
Good
Well,
day.
thank you for taking some time with us and getting into this. What are your tell me what you know about this, and what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, thoughts. Honestly, to me, you know, just choosing to air these particular categories during the commercial break. I don't know. A lot of people get, you know, kind of like political about it as far as like Academy political goes. I don't tend to kind of go that way. I think it's a very poor decision. Mostly what I find really unfortunate about it is that there's always been, not always, but sometimes there's like kind of this rift, you know, between like the crew, you know, the grips, the boots on the ground people, and like the talent, you know. And a lot of times people on the crew end on set and in certain productions might feel like, you know, they're being overlooked or not appreciated, things like that. To me, this decision, whether it like needed to be done or not, just kind of reinforces that. And that's why I just think it's unfortunate, you know, like it's just an unfortunate decision. And I've already seen this just like over this past week, kind of this increase in that kind of negative attitude and unproductive mindset that I was just describing. And so
You're actually
people
probably
say
describing my mindset, actually.
yeah, I mean, it's yeah, there's a whole discussion to be had about that, but I think to me, the best sets, the most productive sets, are when everyone is respecting each other. And it is funny because people can say, "Oh, the academies are irrelevant" or whatever, and I can never really agree. I've never agreed with that. That they are relevant. It's the most publicized awards ceremony in our industry anywhere. So however irrelevant you may think they are, they actually still matter a lot. So
Yes, agreed.
yeah, I don't know. Those are
Agreed.
scattered thoughts. I don't. Like I said, I don't.
Well, William,
I don't.
I guess
Yeah.
what really gets me, and this is something I've been harping on since the show started, is that to me, and I guess and this may be my own personal problem, I sort of look at it as an insult when I look at those categories and think this is a crafts. They're denigrating the craftsman. They are not giving the craftsman of the actual people on the ground that actually make the film. They are taking the most important, most key elements of that and not showing the respect. And I think it is, we all, nobody gets lopped off quick. Everybody's on a slippery slope, right? Somebody just, you slip down, you slip down, you slip down. I feel it's the same way with the motion picture industry now. The people who make the movies don't matter.
No.
It's just the big shots, the big people who make the big money. They're the ones that are celebrating themselves. And believe me, I've never been a Joe Hill guy. You know what I mean? I've never been. I own a corporation. I'm probably one of the few, not just a few people in our industry, but I own a corporation. I love capitalism. You don't know how I beat my ass for money every week.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you,
Yeah.
it's taking that level and not appreciating it. In the old days, and I think this is when I was growing up, and this is not making America great again by any means.
making
but
America
this
sad
is it.
again.
At least the big guys had the savvy to acknowledge the little guys.
Exactly.
It's just kind of like, look, is this going to change the world? No. Nothing's going to be lost or gained by this. But this is something to me that says, as soon as we can get rid of these editors and cinematographers, we're going to start making some real money here.
Yeah, we're going to make it go AI.
Yeah, well, listen, that is one of my things. I believe AI will take over editing. I sincerely believe that. But that's neither here nor there. I guess that's where I'm at. I love your take on it, though. I love your take on it, my man. I mean, I think, and just to give you, I got a little message I sent out to Rachel Morrison this year. And she said essentially the same thing. She thought the boycott's too soon to call for a boycott, and that the ASC is trying to work on it. And I have a letter from the ASC that I'm going to read here as well, and I respect that. You know what I mean? There are bigger fish certainly than Burnie in Hollywood trying to get this thing changed.
Bigger fish than Burnie.
I know, hard to
make
believe,
a bumper
right?
sticker.
Yeah, but good one. But this is something that I think needs to be nipped in the bud right now. Because what's next year?
Yeah.
Who's the next 6 losers? You know what I mean? And how soon? How many times have you seen this situation? Because here's the difference, I think, between all of us here, is we know what live broadcast is. We know what that is. You know what I mean? When is it that you run out of time and, we don't have enough time for the editor's speech? Okay, cut it. Go to commercial. They're not going to cut the commercial to show the editor's speech, And that's the slippery slope I think that we have just started down, and that's why I think it's such a big deal. And it's not that anybody loves the Academy Awards, Go ahead.
I mean, you brought up the C word earlier, capitalism, and I feel like this is you know, this could be, if the Oscars continues to be so, you know, just transparently about the ratings and getting viewers and things like that. Because, I don't know, like, I mean, for me at least, when I was a kid, I remember watching the Oscars when I first started thinking, oh, I want to be a filmmaker. And I'd see all these different positions that I'd never heard of. Yeah. But I'd get just a small glimpse of what they did. And I'd see clips from movies I'd never seen, you know, and it really inspired me, because it was always about honoring, like, the unseen people in this unseen artists in this huge industry, and so if the Oscars starts, I think if they lose sight of that and they just start, you know, if they just keep going after the ratings and getting the viewer count up and things like that, that they'll just become more and more irrelevant, and then another award show will basically jump in there and become, like, you know, the real award show that's actually about the art and actually about, you know, and, you know, and then in 50 years or so, you know, it'll be the Oscars. Who's that? So, I don't know. We'll see.
You know what? We have a comment I'd like you to be a part of here, William. Tony, what have we got there?
Jose Vides.
Hey, Jose. Thank you.
The network doesn't make any money hosting the Academy Awards when the lesser-known categories are part of the show. They want viewership, so they're willing to sacrifice those categories and make the show more appealing to a wider audience. That's
well, there you go. That is exactly what they are doing. That is exactly what they are doing.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Making it more appealing to a wider audience. But the Oscars were.
But that, you know what? That is my. Here is my. And this is why I come back to it's all about money. I'm sorry, but it is. Yeah. It's all about money. It's all about how well that show does for ABC. It is not about celebrating the art of cinema, period. I'm sorry, but it is not. They couch it, they dress it like that, but it is about making money. And God bless them. I'm glad they are. I'm glad they're making money. I mean that sincerely. You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
But how much of your soul do you sell? How much of the soul of cinema do you sell for the almighty buck? And there's got to be somebody that celebrates that kid who's poor and at home and is maybe not the most popular kid in school. He's sat there, he watches films, maybe he's got a physical problem, and he falls in love with cinema. And he wants to make that his life. And he goes out there. But the artist isn't celebrated. No. And that is what gets me. That's what gets me right in the core. Because why aren't these places educating people instead of cutting out the cinematographer? Why don't you spend more time telling the importance of the cinematographer in film and how all of that has happened? Celebrate it. Sell it to people. They're selling pictures and movies to people all the time. I worked for Sony Columbia TriStar doing their press junkets for 6 years. Oh, yes. That whole place is about sales.
Yes. Oh, goodness. Yes,
sell the movie. Sell the people.
Sell. Yep, all sell. You know, Bernie, with these musicians, you know, somewhat brushed to the side, how important are these musicians to the movie itself? Because we know the actors are rotated in and out of particular scenes. So we know that the heart and soul.
Where's the continuity?
Is the DP, the look.
The look.
Hair and makeup.
That's right, the look. Yes, and editing, the pace. The story unfolds.
Absolutely.
You know?
Without these hardworking people, you have no movie.
You have no movie. I think that's it. We still have William with us, don't we?
Oh,
yeah. Okay, good. Yeah.
Right here.
Let me see William on my monitor. I like William. William, you're a good guy. We love you, William.
Always good to hear.
You know, I think that is what really gets me is that they're taking the wrong route. And William, another thing, because, you know, William, you know, and I have worked together where he's called a lot of live shows. So we've worked together in that venue, you know. When they say commercial, or on our sets, you say cut, there's a break, right? What happens? The grips go running out, and the grips go running out. There's changing things. They're making lighting changes, sets change, and all that stuff. Same thing happens in the Academy Award. How's a guy going to even get up to the stage sometimes?
No way.
And who's going to be listening to that speech? Yeah. And the speech is going to be interrupted by everybody talking during the break. It is just, it's such a you know, here, just like we were saying, the drive-through award, right?
William, in your thinking, how would you tighten up the show? I mean, it's great to bash something, but what's the answer?
Boy. Honestly, gee, I mean, I wouldn't tighten it up. It never bothered me that it was long. But, you know, honestly, the answer to tightening it up is, you know, cut down the dog and pony show. You know, they have all this, like, all
how many
these
dance numbers do we need?
these big dance numbers, these
and this prolonged
things that have nothing.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know what I would do to cut down on time is not have a host.
There you go. I was just telling Burnie that.
So I don't know what.
That's a lot of fun.
I want to see how that works this year.
Because there is no host this year. Yeah,
there should be some time left over.
Yeah, I don't know.
They'll probably end early. They'll probably end early.
Yeah.
And they'll have cake on their face.
Yeah, right.
Let them eat cake.
Well, buddy, I know. Do you have to go, William? Is that it? Do you got to leave us?
Yeah, I got some things to get to.
I got you. I know you're busy. Thanks for renting my van on this shoot tomorrow too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Plug.
Yeah.
Plug.
Thank you, buddy. All right.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure, guys.
Thanks a lot, William. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, that was great. That was great.
He's good. Let him know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. You know what I have right here, this was, I thought, very interesting. And this was a letter written to the Academy from the ASC. Okay, Associated with Cinematographers. Yeah. I think it's the American Society of Cinematographers.
Yes.
Right. Since I get all names wrong, I want to get that one right.
Let's get it right.
At least they've been dissed enough. Dissed enough. So this was it. This was the letter that they wrote on. So here's what they said. On Monday, February 11th, that's when they made the announcement, 2019, John Bailey, president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, announced this year's Oscars presentations for Best Cinematographer, along with editing, live action short, and hair and makeup and hairstyling, will not be broadcast live, but rather presented during the commercial breaks. This decision was made to reduce the length of the show from 4 hours to 3. Wow. The vocal response from our peers and the immediate backlash from industry leaders over the Academy's decision makes it clear that it's not too late to have this decision reversed. Okay. Yes. The Academy was founded in 1927 to recognize and uphold the excellence in the cinematic arts, inspire imagination, and help connect the world through the universal medium of motion pictures. And you can imagine in 27 how powerful of a tool that was, you know. Unfortunately, we have drifted from this mission in our pursuit of presenting entertainment rather than, listen closely, rather than in presenting a celebration of our art form and the people behind it.
Yes, well said.
That's great. Well said. It goes on. Relegating these essential cinematic crafts to a lesser status in this 91st Academy Awards ceremony is nothing less than an insult to those of us who have devoted our lives and passions to our chosen professions. Yes. I almost want to repeat all these twice. The show's director, Glenn Weiss, has stated that he will determine what emotionally resonant moments from the 4 winners' speeches. Pay attention now. From the 4 winners' speeches will be selected to air in the broadcast.
Wow.
So I want you to think about this. These people have all won. Editing is one. Hair and makeup is one. Cinematography is one. Best live action short. Now, the show's director, Glenn Weiss, will review those, and he will select clips to show, like before or after, coming from breaks or something like that, of what they're going to say. Not even their whole speeches. Not even their whole speeches. And I don't want to get lost. Let me finish the letter first before I get on my soapbox, my Applebox.
Oh, your Applebox.
Yeah, thank you.
That.
Thank you. It's like the air in the broadcast. The show will cut any additional comments from presenters, as well as any recitation of the nominees as they see fit. Wow. So now all their remarks are being edited.
Edited, yes.
Okay. We consider this abbreviation and potential censorship to run contrary to the spirit of the Academy's mission. I couldn't agree more. Since its inception, the Academy Awards telecast has been altered over time to keep the format fresh, but never by sacrificing the integrity of the Academy's original mission. And that's what's going on this time. Yeah. That's why this is different. When the recognition of those responsible for the creation of outstanding cinema is being diminished by the very institution whose purpose it is to protect it. Listen to that. Let me say it again. When the recognition of those responsible for the creation of outstanding cinema is being diminished by the very institution whose purpose it is to protect it, then we no longer uphold the spirit of the Academy's promise to celebrate film as a collaborative art form. Okay? Wow. And then they put this in here. I guess they put it this in to quote our colleague Seth Rogen. What better way to celebrate achievements in film than not publicly honor the people whose job it is to literally film things? Right?
Classic.
Right? That's the way we and this is signed. It appears by all these pages of all of the members here. They've put it on. Wow. We got it. Do we got something up there, Tony? Oh, that's Seth Rogen. You put it up. Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah. We do have some of those comments, don't we, Tony?
We also have comments on the page. So.
Oh, let's talk to people. Let's see what people are saying.
All right. So, what do we got? Scrummagey. It's called the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. It was formed to celebrate those people who create the best of the art.
Yes, that is very well put. And I just, the whole thing just is like, I'm like in Alice in Wonderland or something. You know, all the words are backwards. All the meanings are something else. It's crazy. I just don't get how those categories were picked for the first. Because I think, to me, and once again, I'm back to this paranoid thing, I guess, I just look, they're attacking the heart of the craftsman.
Absolutely.
I have to wonder if maybe the decision, because if you look at it, it's almost a direct split. You have two of the more, what you would consider important categories.
Yeah.
And then you have a couple that are probably not any lesser in the art of production, but maybe considered a little lower on the totem pole. Right. So it's almost like they were trying to achieve a balance.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just going to throw all these categories under the bus, like the shorts and the animation and all that stuff. We're going to maybe create a balance. We're going to take these two and these two.
Yeah.
So
Tony, that could be. But let me just say something. First of all, I consider almost those are the top three. Cinematography, of course. Editing, of course.
Right.
But you know what? Hair and makeup, you may make an argument that you know, there's a quote I have that goes with that. That has been throughout the history of motion picture. Sure. Do you know how much that hair and makeup has pushed the R&D in that industry?
Yes.
You know, it's huge. It's
true.
huge. You know, so I would say that those should be untouchables. Now, I will honestly say this: nobody should be handed that award during a commercial. That's period.
Period.
If you are not going to hand that out, then you should relegate that to the technical awards,
right.
or one that is given out yet not presented at the broadcast.
Absolutely,
you know,
I agree.
I think that's the only fair way to do it. You know, so that has been something. I've got a couple other things that I have here. Let me just see what I've got.
We have another interesting comment.
Oh yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it for sure.
This comes from Jose Vitas.
Jose Vitas.
It's more of a thank you. Yeah, it's more of a comment on how the industry is, how people have sort of denigrated the industry of music making, or sorry, movie making. Mm-hmm. The network doesn't make any. Oh, sorry, no, we're not going to do that one. Sorry, we did that one already. It's one of those days.
Oh, yes.
Harry Kimball, there we go. That's the one we want. Okay, Harry Kimball. Years back, TV networks pushed their promos for upcoming shows on top of rolling credits of the show that was just finishing. So, which illustrates a total disregard of the movie technicians in favor of corporate greed, which, as we all know, still happens today. In fact, not only is it on top, but they roll the credits at an astronomical speed.
Oh, the credits are a shame. Wow.
Yeah,
the credits are
it's a shame what's happened to that.
Yeah. I have not probably seen a movie on TV I could read the credits of in years.
And they make the print so small,
the print is so small
to get them by faster.
And what I love is not only the credits are already small, but then they put it in a box so they can advertise what's on next. Right?
Absolutely.
Why even bother?
Yeah, why even bother? It's
true. You can't see it. Yeah.
Pretty soon there'll be flash edits.
There'll be flash edits. Exactly.
No.
People want. You know, I just want to read quickly, because we're running out of time here, what some other people have said, what some celebrities. Now, some have sort of walked some of these statements back, I think, so double check their Twitter feed and see where they're at. But the first one I love is Russell Crowe. He says, the Academy is removing cinematography, editing, and makeup from the televised show. That's a question mark. This is just such fun. This is just such a fundamentally stupid decision. I am not even going to be bothered by trying to be a smartass about it. It's just too fucking dumb for words.
Wow.
You know what? Those were kind of my feelings.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? He
also walked his one.
Yeah, I think he walked out back. Okay, we'll check with Twitter. And here's one. Yeah, that's the Seth Rogen line. And his buddy Josh Gad said, agreed to Seth Rogen's line. He says, not quite sure why the Academy Awards seems to hate the Academy Awards so much this year. and I couldn't. How could they have written a script for worst publicity this year with first their host issue and everybody turning them down for that?
Sure.
And now the industry, the core of the industry. Yeah. Cinematography and editing are two of the most crucial things that make or break a movie. Why ghettoize certain categories? We are honoring achievements in film, or are we just staring at celebrities? It's so disrespectful. That was Jennifer Tilly. And this one is, and I'm going to butcher the name, so let me just start now. Ketronia Balafi. I'm sorry. But here's the quote. Outlander star. Who on earth is making these fucked up decisions? Movie making is a collaborative experience with each and every cog in the wheel playing an essential role in the making of whatever project. No one part of the endeavor is more important or more valuable than the rest. How could film exist without a cinematographer and an editor? An academy that demands such essential roles is one that obviously... an academy that demeans such essential roles is one that obviously doesn't understand the filmmaking process, and that's how I really feel about it. I think they've finally been so inundated with ass kissers that they don't get it anymore. They're not a part of it anymore.
No.
You know? Here's Spike Lee, whom I love. Without cinematographers and film editors, I would be lost wandering in the cinema wilderness. Okay? I think it's outrageous. Okay, and here's Jim Burke. I think it's outrageous to not publicly recognize editors and cinematographers is a big mistake. I'm in favor of a shorter show, but not at the expense of these two vital components to the filmmaking process.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Alfonso Cuarón, embarrassed to not get that right, says, in the history of cinema, masterpieces have existed in history. In the history of cinema, masterpieces have existed without sound, without color, without story, without actors, without music. Wait,
there's more.
The categories will be, no single film has ever existed without cinematography and without editing.
That's right.
You know, he might be wrong about the editing, because I know there was a movie released in the 60s that was 6 hours of a guy sleeping. Andy Warhol did it. There was no editing. They cut the top and bottom of it. But you know, I mean, I make a joke, but this is obvious.
I think that was a biography of Sean Ryan.
It could have been.
Sleeping for 6 hours.
I'd love to sleep for 6 hours sometime. And here's from our Guillermo del Toro. I would not. What's that?
My favorite.
Okay.
This is my favorite.
Okay. Sean's telling me I got 2 minutes left. Here it is. Last one. I would not presume what categories should occur during the commercials on Oscar night, but please, cinematography and editing are at the very heart of our craft. They are not inherited from a theatrical tradition or literary tradition. They are cinema itself. So this is what I would like you to do. What I would like you to do is this. Let me give you. We didn't put it down, so I apologize for that. You know what? We're going to put up on the broadcast. I'm going to put it in the notes of this show in the things. I'm going to put the phone number for the Academy, and I'm going to put the email address for the publicity department at the Academy. Yeah. It's oscars.org. I think it's publicity@oscars.org. Send them an email. One more. Okay, Tony. 1 minute. One minute. That's what he's telling me. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And listen, I just like you guys' support on this. You know, do anything you can to spread the word, show this show, do whatever you've got to do. But listen, let's put the genie back in the bottle here. Let's get the stop with this ridiculousness. Absolutely. And for me, I'm just not going to sit still for it. I mean, if that is what the decision is, then I will fight the BS everywhere I find it. You know?
Absolutely, I agree.
So, everybody, God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tony, Sean, thanks a lot. Awesome job. These guys do a super job every week getting this thing on the air. I certainly couldn't do it. I mean, not just by myself. I just couldn't do it.
No.
You know? So thanks a lot, guys. It's much, much appreciated. Gary, thanks for being here. Thanks for your support all the time, brother.
Always.
And we'll see you next week on Burnie's Applebox. Cut. That's a wrap.